8 months into the Biden administration, and I've said pretty much nothing. Hi, my name is Todd. I want to thank you for tuning back into the Chill Jack channel. I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch another one of my videos. And what I'm discussing is the current state of the United States under the beloved President Joe Biden. So I guess the first thing that can be said is I hope everybody that voted for him is happy and liking what he's doing, because he's pretty much demolished our southern border. Roughly 2 million people have come across the border since he decided that he was going to end just about everything that Donald Trump ever did. He got rid of the pipeline, got rid of the canned somewhere in the neighborhood of about 40 to 50,000 jobs. I can't remember the total off the top of my head, but he canned the pipeline. Since he came into office, it seems as if Joe Biden has had one mission, and that is to wipe out anything that Donald Trump did to the United States that actually made it better, because it put America first instead of the world. And right off the bat, what did we see him do? Opens up the borders. And since then, we've had a flood of people coming across the border, somewhere estimated around 2 million people. And those are the ones that they've caught or ones that they've turned in. That doesn't include the ones that have gotten away. So it's probably a much greater number than that. And on top of that, how many drugs in the way of poundage has come in across the border since he's refused to shut the border down? And I don't know if you guys happened to see it when he opened up the border, but he also ended the building of the wall. And there was a huge section where a new section of wall was supposed to go up, so they had taken down the old section. And people were just flooding across by the droves.
Trump administration made major steps building the border wall. What did Joe Biden do? He said stop. And you can see right now the miles and miles of border wall ends right here. As you step back, this is wide open.
It's just been a nightmare. A nightmare president. He stands up before the people, giving speeches. He seems to not have a clue where he's at or what he's doing.
The vast majority of economists, left, right, and center, from Wall Street to the private economic polling initiatives. 40% of all products coming into the United States of America on the West Coast go through Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
Is it Long Beach?
Long Beach, thank you. And I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there. I'm going off to COP26 in Scotland, and I don't know, I guess it's 2 weeks or a week. I'm losing track of time.
And everybody used to be concerned about Donald Trump's mentality and being able to handle the position of the president, his mental capacity. Yet it seems to be only Republicans that are questioning Joe Biden's mental capacity, and we're seeing that up on front every day when he gets up and seems to not have a clue what he's doing. On top of that, how often does he not take questions? And when he does, he seems to fish for an answer, and he's the president of the United States, and he should have the answer, particularly to the questions that are being asked. If you're the president, the questions being asked aren't necessarily hard. It's been crazy to see what this guy is doing, or shall we say not doing. Now, what brought this video on has not much to do with everything I've just talked about, because those could take an entire video in and of itself. But it has to do with what is going on in Afghanistan. 13 Americans have been killed since he decided we were going to pull out. His utter lack of incompetence, and the leaders of our country who are his talking heads, the ones in his ear, the ones more than likely actually running the country, directing him what to do, they're just about as clueless as he is, especially the Joint Chiefs. Now, I don't know them personally, but when you're busy spending time wanting to talk about critical race theory and shoving it down the throat of our military personnel, this lie that has come out of I'm not sure where, for legalized discrimination against somebody who is like me, for no other reason than our skin color, which completely violates the constitutional laws of this land. And yet they're busy going to push that on our military service personnel. One of those being my daughter. And that's what's important. And it's not getting the Americans out of Afghanistan. Sure, we needed to pull out a long time ago. We should have been out of Afghanistan probably around 2006, 2007. Can't remember when we finally took out Osama bin Laden. So we should have been out after that, at least. Because he was the main reason we went in there in the first place. And for everybody to say they didn't know this is how it's going to turn out, all I can say is pick up the Quran, read through it. And you tell me if the answer isn't found in the text. But to spend billions of dollars like we've done, trying to establish a new democracy, so we spent billions of dollars and ultimately accomplished nothing. But aside from all of that, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have done what we did. And that was to go in and get Osama bin Laden and to take out some Al-Qaeda operatives. But we do know, now that we've been pulling out of Afghanistan, that we look absolutely weak to the world because we have an utterly weak president who's negotiating with the Taliban to get Americans out. Wait a minute. Before you pulled the troops, don't you think you should have made sure every U.S. citizen that it happens to be in Afghanistan has been removed? And you stay there till they are. Because that's the job of the U.S. government, is to protect U.S. citizens. Not sit back in your comfort of your White House and in your own personal insanity and tell people, just make your way to the airport, as if that's the solution. And then asking a bunch of terrorists to say, hey, let Americans through. Let them get to the airport. The guy's crazy. And the people feeding him that information are just as whacked as he is. And every single one of them, from the Joint Chiefs to the president, all need to resign their positions because they have failed the American people who are there in Afghanistan and aren't getting out. Or at least they're trying, but good luck getting through those Taliban checkpoints, who has apparently a list of people's names that they're looking for. It's crazy. Instead of issuing threats, let our people out or we'll blow you to kingdom come. Nope, he doesn't do that. He's negotiating with them. Hey, let our people go. Just let them come out. Let them get to the airport so we can get them out. And then you can have the country to yourself. But that's not what he's doing. I mean, utter weak, completely weak. Everything about him is just complete weakness. And he's literally made our country the laughingstock. And what else did he do with the pullout of Afghanistan? He left our allies high and dry for them to have to try and get out on their own without the aid of the main ally, i.e. the United States. And so we end up in the situation where we're now 13 service members have been killed because of him, because of his policies. His policies that are not only now affecting the United States, but they're affecting the world. The guy needs to go. He has failed the United States of America. In the words of that television show, The Arrow, Joe Biden, you have failed this city, or in this case, this country. You need to leave. You need to resign your position, and you need to leave tomorrow. Unfortunately, what does that leave us with? None other than Tweedledum to take his place. So him leaving his office isn't going to be an improvement for the situation in America. And the worst part about this whole thing is we're only 8 months into his 4 years. What else is he going to destroy in this country? What else? Forcing a vaccination upon American people, a vaccination that is... Yeah, there's been one that's been approved, but now our military is forcing mandates upon all the U.S. service members. Mandate to get a vaccination that's... and we still don't know the long-term effects of it. Probably never will. At least for 5 years more, or more, maybe. But we do know that it does have effects on people. Who knows what this guy's going to do next? This guy who's president by title, but not by his actions, because he's definitely not been presidential. He's been an utter disgrace, an utter disappointment, and it really pains me to call him the president. You know, people hated Donald Trump for 4 years. Complained about him, called him a racist. They impeached him on a phone call. They impeached him over January 6th. And speaking of January 6th, why in the world are we still talking about that when Joe Biden has gotten 13 U.S. service members killed because of his policies? You know, pulling out of Afghanistan, it's a good thing to do. Leaving behind our weaponry, our armored vehicles, our body armor. Just look at the pictures of the Taliban. I'll post a few of them here so you can see. Standing there parading around with U.S. service rifles with optics on them, and then wearing U.S. body armor. What else got left behind besides armored vehicles? I'm not sure. I've heard we left behind drones, we left behind aircraft. Why? Why are we leaving those weapons to these terrorists? Did they seriously not think they would end up in their hands when you turn the country over to a bunch of terrorists? As a president, you should have taken our weaponry seriously and pulled it out when you pulled the troops and not left it behind. And you keep the troops there till every last piece of equipment has been removed and every last U.S. service member or every last U.S. citizen has gotten out. And only then do you pull out. You know, I was extremely young when we pulled out of Saigon. Never in my lifetime did I think I would see more footage similar to that of Saigon take place in my time, let alone seeing U.S. service planes rolling down a runway, getting ready to take off with people trying to get in, climbing all over the outside, and some of them falling to their deaths as the planes took off. This is what Joe Biden's left us. This is what all of you who voted for Joe Biden have done. I hope you're happy. Because it's not the America that I like. It's not the America I desire. I desire America to be strong, a leader of the world, which is what we were. And now we're nothing but the laughing stock. Utter disgrace. And I can't believe we're at this state. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think. Put your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Take care. God bless. We'll catch you next time. If you've made it this far in my video, I sincerely thank you for taking time out of your day to watch the entirety of my video. If you like my content, please hit the like button and turn your bell on. You'll receive a notification anytime I post a new video. Also, if you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe button. You'll find the link up here. And feel free to watch one of my other videos that I will have pointed over here. Thanks again for taking time out of your day. It really does mean a lot that you would spend part of your day and your valuable time to watch one of my videos. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.